All right, in this video, I am going to run Nmap. I'm actually going to run the command line version. Typically, since I'm on a Windows system in class, I run the graphical user interface version called Nmap. Now, obviously, it is built into Linux, so you run the command line. In Windows, you can actually run the command line once you have it installed using the actual command prompt, or you can actually use PowerShell. I'm going to use PowerShell. Now, a couple different reasons I'm actually putting this video out. We have students that are taking the CYSA Plus and the Security Plus exam. And some of the questions have logs that you have to look at, and you have to look at the log and determine what command created that log output. And so if you don't practice this, don't understand what you're looking at, you're going to miss that question. So this is one of the reasons we're doing this. Hopefully you learn to install this, practice with it a little bit, all right? Now, the other reason would be maybe you're going to become a pen tester, or maybe you're going to take a Pen Test Plus exam. One is knowing exactly what command to run to achieve what it is you're looking for. So we're going to do this over a period of a couple months. We're going to do a couple, commands. Each video may be done every couple days because we're going to run Wireshark videos, Angry IP Scanner. There's going to be other tools we're going to run and make videos of it. Hopefully this helps people with the exam. Hopefully this helps people learn to pen test their own stuff. Now, a disclaimer is don't be using this stuff against somebody else. You have to use it against your own systems and make sure if you're using it at work that you have permissions from your work environment before you do it. They could actually fire you for using certain of these tools. All right. So the first thing, why do we use Nmap? One of them is to discover what systems are up and responding. Now, as an attacker, as a pen tester, we want to know what systems are up and are vulnerable. As a defender, we want to know what can people actually see and what do we need to protect. So it can work both ways, all right? So this is kind of going to help us here. Now I'm going to run some very basic commands. The first command I'm going to run it against my network here. And occasionally I'm going to have to pause it. Otherwise, we're going to have to sit here and wait for the output to pop up on the screen. So I'll pause it. As soon as it comes up, I'll go back to it, and then we'll go through other commands, all right? But the first one I'm going to do is against the network. Then the next ones I'm going to do will against an individual system, all right? So here we're going to do Nmap. And Nmap is case sensitive, so be careful on this. So you're going to use dash, lowercase s, uppercase s. And what we're going to do is do it against our own network here. Okay, my network here is 192.168.9.0/24, and we're going to find out what systems are discoverable. Now I'm going to pause it right after this. Okay, it's finished. So the first one you notice is 9.1. That happens to be my default gateway. It is a Cisco system. You see what ports are open. It gives you a basic idea what service is running on it. Now, if you see filtered, that means it's protected. It's hidden behind a firewall, right? So you also see its MAC address. Next system, .117, obviously is most likely a Dell with a Windows operating system on it. Not real sure which one that is. Now, .118, I'm very familiar with this. This is my Netgear switch in this particular classroom, okay? Now, you come down here, you see .158, obviously a Dell with a Windows operating system. You see several ports are open. Now, you come down here, and this is one I'm going to target today. It's going to be 9.26. It's a Dell with a Windows 10 operating system on it. We're going to go through that also, and this is my system here, all right? So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to swap over, and we're going to target a certain system. Now, an SS scan, which is really more of a half-open or a stealth scan, does not complete the three-way handshake. What is happening in this particular situation is I'm sending out a SYN packet. I'm getting back a SYN ACK, and instead of me completing it with an ACK, I send back an RST, which is a reset. Now, that may be fairly aggressive because you see it took 23.7 seconds, and I might be discovered. Okay, so let's go after a single system, and let's slow the scan down a little bit. All right, so let's do Nmap again. Let's do the S, capital S. And now what you're going to do is you're going to do dash dash, scan, dash, and you're going to go delay, right? Now I could do it for 200 milliseconds. We don't have that kind of time. I'm going to do 20 milliseconds, and I'm going to target a particular IP address, okay, that .226. I'm going to go ahead and pause it, so we'll see how long it takes so you get an understanding. It'd be better off doing 200 seconds, 300 milliseconds, whatever. All right. Okay. You can see this time it took 47, almost 48 seconds, right? I say if I'd have slowed it down to 200 milliseconds, less chance of me being discovered. Okay, so there's other things we can actually do. You could actually fragment it, okay? Now, when I'm talking about fragment it, I'm talking about using a lowercase f, because if you do an uppercase f, instead of doing 1,000 ports, the 1,000 common ports, it does the 100 most common ports. A lowercase f fragments it, gives it a better chance of bypassing a firewall and so on, instead of these big packets going through. And so you would do the same thing. Okay, so let's say it may not work. Okay, yeah, it went through anyhow. Right, so there's a few other things that you can actually do to this also. All right, like if I want to do just the operating system, so I can do Nmap minus capital O and then do 192.168.9.226. And this is going to go out and target the system, try to take a guess at the operating system that's actually installed on that particular device. Now I may need to, there we go, went fairly quick. All right, figured out it's a Dell, figured out the ports again, just guessing. It's Windows 10, you said it could be Windows 11, or it could be Server 2019. And the reason it would do 2019, something like that, it's the same code base. But it is a fairly close guess. Right here, 22H1 or 21H1, it's actually 22H2. Fairly good guess. All right, so there's some other stuff we can do in there also. All right. One of the other ones is if I do a minus A. So now we're going to do Nmap, and it's going to be capital A. All right. This one I'm definitely going to have to pause because you'll see it'll take a little while. Okay, well, good reason I paused this one. All right. Again, we targeted this specific system. All right. So one of the things it does, it goes out and does a port scan. This one actually did a service version, which I'll show you how to do the service version here also. Because not only did it determine what service it was there, what service version is running in the background on there. Okay. Obviously, it got the MAC address, did an operating guess on it also, and you could see some of the other things that are actually here that it could actually pick up and discover. All right, discover the name of the system. Now, next one we're going to run is going to be just the service version. Now you do lowercase s, uppercase V, and we would do 192.168.9.226. And I'm going to pause the video for just a short time. All right, now it's completed. So again, this did what this did up here, but if you just wanted to do the service versions of the services are running, it'll show you the ports that are open, it'll show you what service is running, and what version of that service is actually running there. Now, one of the things I don't know if I mentioned when we did the other one, when I did the minus A, it even shows you the computer name and it shows you some other stuff. Hopefully this has been a helpful video. I will be putting out some more within the next day or two, and thank you for viewing.